Hey guys, in this episode, I'm gonna point out three of the biggest mistakes that you can make when you are applying big vinyl decals, especially when there are big solids like this one. And I know we gotta start somehow, but in the beginning, we had no clue on how to do this job. And as you are watching, the number one mistake is to apply the vinyl like it's a scratch off, like the way I am doing it here. You can tell the way I am doing it. And now the second mistake is what Saul just did, is applying a wet solution on a decal when there's glass, because glass does not retain as much heat as metal does. But hey, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. What's a bad idea is that you have three knuckleheads that forgot to bring the heat gun. So that is what makes it such a bad idea to apply a wet solution on glass when you don't have a heat gun, because it's gonna take longer to dry out and you're gonna have a hard time when it's time to remove the transfer. But lucky for us, we managed to pull this job off. However, you can see some bubbles because the way we apply the vinyl. Now I'm gonna show you a more recent project with the same company. So here's restaurant number 2 and a second chance. And guess what? Did we do it right this time? Well, I am sorry to disappoint you, and we did it once again. We did not learn from the first time, and this is strike 2 because Saul decided to add some wet solution, but that's okay because you might think that we brought the heat gun this time, and guess what? I'm sorry to disappoint you once again, because yes, we did bring the heat gun this time, lucky for him. But we came out with a different problem this time, because when it was time to remove the transfer, we did notice more bubbles on this project because we added so much of that wet solution, plus it was a hot day. That's okay because we're gonna get it right the third time, because the third time is a charm, right? Right? Well, before we find out, make sure you give us a like and subscribe if you're liking this video. And we also have some memberships where you can get different perks. We really appreciate it. This will help us creating more content. Just make sure you check out every perk for every membership. Just click on the join button below this video. So this was the third restaurant and the third chance. And did we do it right? Well, let's find out. Well, fortunately for us, we did came more prepared because Saul did not forget to bring his sunshades. And of course, we did bring some additional tools like the heat gun and a wet solution just in case. But fortunately for us, we did not need it because we actually applied the vinyl the way it's supposed to be. So it took us a few years, of course, to learn. And of course, we made some jokes, but in reality, it does take time. Don't worry if you mess up, because it happens to all of us, even to the best of us. So do not worry, because it is part of the learning process. Just take it as a mess around and find out. I'm just kidding. And the third mistake I want to point out when you are applying vinyl decals, especially for restaurants like ours or designs and doors, make sure you ask the owner how high or how low he wants his decal, because we have messed up a few times and we had to replace the decal. So make sure you ask before you apply. Most customers will leave it up to you, but some of them can be very specific and very special, or they can be, how do I put it, not to sound very rude, they can be a rock on your shoe. So there it is, guys. So this was projects that went wrong part 1. So let us know in the comments why you think we're gonna start making projects that went wrong all over the years and point out some of the mistakes so that way it doesn't happen to you. We also like to know what was the worst project that you ever had or the worst experience on this business. We also appreciate if you subscribe and like this video. I also like to apologize for mentioning the word because many times on this video. Apparently that is my catchphrase. Also, don't forget that we will leave some links to our affiliate store below. Thank you guys so much. We will see you on the next episode. Because.